It's that time to kick off your shoes, crack a cold drink, and get ready for some good times. This is the Blowed Out Podcast. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the show, all you sexy sinners. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Hopefully, everybody's already started their celebrations, or at least have some plans to go out and have some fun, and safely and responsibly, of course. Everybody's got a little bit of Irish in them, and if you don't, holler at your boy. I've got just a little to give. Probably not much, but, hell with it. I ain't got a whole lot of other stuff, and I celebrate them too, so let's get it on. Today is the big day for the studio. We are finally getting the contractor out here to put some stuff back together after a little water incident that I apparently am strangely attracted to in the universe. So hopefully after today we will be able to get everything set up and start rolling some guests through. I know I keep saying that. Sorry. Kind of a dick like that. But this should be the one. Here's hoping. Anyhow, hope everybody's got on their green. Today I know I've got on my beautiful green pasties, which, come to think of it, I probably should have shaved first, but I suppose that's why I went with marker instead of something with adhesive. I'm kind of fond of my nipple hairs. Not that anybody wants to see that shit, but we'll get it up just for some fun. You never know. Somebody might want to. Might even get a little bit crazy with the cheese whiz and bust into the rum here. A little toddy on this terribly windy but beautiful day here in Ogden, Utah. Should we go ahead and just jump right in? Well, I feel like yes. Now that I've had my nipples painted green, just to make sure I was keeping up. Earning my Dad of the Year award. Said no one ever. I was going to talk about the train derailments. However, now that seems to be old news. In the grand scheme of things, old news. However, I don't care who you are. There is absolutely something out of place. And I think all of you know this. If you've been even half-ass keeping up. The train derailments in Ohio, which they just apparently just keep happening. Like, what, the tracks just kept falling apart? No. And then recently, there have been at least one or two in Utah, as well as Ogden. Don't get me wrong, I do love a good tinfoil hat. However, I believe, knowing what I know about trains, and I've been a fan of trains for a very long time, they don't just fall off the tracks, folks. There are absolutely some sort of things, and I say it that vaguely because who knows, but there is an underlying cause of these train derailments. And if you really want to put on your tinfoil hat, then are these horrific, caustic train derailments a product, or dare I say byproduct, of a detractment for the population? Are these simply occurring to detract the general population from realizing the things that are far more important or far more relevant and to what's going on? You know, if you live within a 5-state radius, say, of Ohio or Pennsylvania or Utah or anywhere that these random derailments, which, by the way, are a lot more often and prevalent than any, normal train activity. Yes, they happen. Yes, they probably happen more often than we know about. But are these recent derailments something fabricated to detract our attention from the things going on in the world that really require our attention? And sadly, not that these train derailments don't require our attention, but is a train car tipping over full of polychloride or vinyl chloride or God knows what, liquid cow shit or some godforsaken caustic chemical, is that really more important than the fact that we could possibly be bombed at any time by a nuclear power, or, had some sort of kung pao chicken dust spread upon us by a Chinese weather balloon? You guys know me. Sometimes I feel bad about saying stuff like that. Sometimes I don't. Is it the truth? Is it, is it racist, or is it reality? I don't know, and I hope that's really not the case. I really, truly hope that, these derailments and things that are absolutely threatening and destroying communities, small communities, really just a shitty chain of events that jeopardize, again, small communities, things of that nature, and not some sort of fabricated governmental plot to just draw our attention away from some real serious shit going on. Again, I do have a tinfoil hat. Actually, mine is stainless steel foil, so it's doubly effective with an antenna. But god damn, man, I really don't want to have to put it on. I really don't want to be, again, I've mentioned it a couple of episodes ago, I really don't want to be the morning or afternoon talk radio guys when it comes to, tinfoil hats, blah, blah, blah. However, that being said, I do generally subscribe to the fact that we are absolutely being snowballed by our government. No conspiracy theory bullshit. It's not conspiracy when it's actually a goddamn thing. They're blowing smoke up our asses on a daily basis. And, we've been conditioned to feel like it's a conspiracy theory. Oh, you're just a naysayer, or you're just an aluminum hat theory guy. No, they really are blowing smoke up our asses. On the daily, on the hourly, on everything. We'd be money ahead to just put on, a little cutesy summer dress, mini skirt, bend over, spread our ass cheeks, and let them blow the smoke directly up our ass, because that's what they're trying to do constantly. Just a reminder, kids, if it sounds like I'm way up past my time, it's true. And part of that is attributed to the amazing energy supplement from Dubby. That's Dubby Energy. It is a energy supplement that contains B vitamins, amino acids, zero sugar, and coffee fruit extract to give you jitterless energy for all of your St. Patrick's Day activities. Visit Dubby, that's DUBBY.GG, and use the code BLOWEDOUT for 10% off your purchase. That's Dubby.GG, promo code BLOWEDOUT. Bill Gates is, of course, back in the news, predicting the next great global threat to humanity. And it's probably because he's in on it. He's not a good person or the humanitarian that he has paid to make himself out to be. I guarantee his ex-wife, Melinda, would love to elaborate on this, assuming she isn't under some sort of crazy-ass gag order. But he has been buying up gigundous plots of land and is very well known to support Monsanto, among very, very many other things. This dude is just, again, get out your tinfoil hats, but homeboy is not cool. He's just not. He's a filthy bastard, and I feel comfortable saying that. Trust me, don't get down. Don't get down with the Bill Gates. Some of this is a little bit late coming in. I know I was a couple days late on the last episode. So Tulsi Gabbard also has gone on record accusing the current administration and the Democratic Party of reducing each of us to the color of our skin, quote, and fanning the flames of divisiveness. Didn't we just touch on this in the last episode or 2 episodes ago? I'm telling you, it must stop now. She's right. I don't know if she's right about who's doing it, but someone is absolutely fanning the flames of divisiveness. And I feel like this country has never been more divided. It's obscene and it needs to stop. Just to catch up, again, those were some of the older topics that I wanted to touch on, so I apologize. This week, the Silicon Valley Bank debacle, collapse. Luckily, it should not affect us little folks. But the fact that good old Sleepy Joe decided to go ahead and make sure that the government, or however you want to call it, protected those folks and paid those folks back for, their investments, which were well over the FDIC insured amount of $250,000. It's a little disheartening. I'm going to go ahead and openly admit that I don't know a whole lot about this topic or a whole lot about how it plays out. I know that it doesn't necessarily, again, trickle down to us little folk, especially in places like Utah, or, those of us who don't have $500,000 tied up in Silicon Valley Bank for payroll issues or any of that mess. Again, I openly admit that I am fairly ignorant on this topic. What I do understand is that by spending, or throwing rather, probably billions of dollars at this bailout of Silicon Valley Bank, which again, I understand is mostly tech companies and startups and things of that nature. It's my understanding that, again, it won't trickle down to, like our couple bucks in the bank here and there. But by throwing all these hundreds of millions, or billions rather, God forbid, dollars at this bailout, it will eventually give the fact or demean the FDIC insurance when if it should ever come down to us. It won't be there because we've already paid it out to these random investors, a lot of them cryptocurrency, and mostly tech startups, things of that nature, which, fair enough. However, for a lot of people, that means that they're, $100,000, $200,000 of savings either is gone or is only possibly backed up because the government decided to step in. Again, I'm fairly ignorant to this, and I'm okay with that. I shouldn't be, but I am. I'm just not that smart of a guy. I'm just a dumb redneck, that does what I do locally, and man, I try and keep up, but that's that. In all fairness, that was a lot of babble to get to the underlying point of we're fine until we need a bailout. And then we're going to be fucked because the administration or government, or however you want to spell it out, has already given all of the money that was in place for those programs to someone who cried because their accounts with Silicon Valley or Swiss, I forget now what the actual name is, Swiss Lending or Lending Suisse, or I don't know, and Deutsche Bank and Signature Bank and all these other companies that basically went through a rug pull, but roped a bunch of regular folk into the deal, along with all these big shitbag tech corporations and everything else. They got paid out. So again, God forbid it ever comes time for us little folk to get paid out or rescued. There's just not going to be anything there, at least according to the little bit that I do understand. On the plus side, which, if you know me, the plus side is really sarcastic, because also Biden tweeted recently, or this week, for another call to Congress saying it's time for Congress to ban assault weapons. Yeah, that was a really long, like a United Airlines pilot. So, Walk Up Foundation founder Ryan Petty wrote back to Biden's tweet saying, "It's time for your nap." Petty, who lost his daughter in the Parkland, Florida shooting, told Fox, or Foe, however you choose to acknowledge it, told Fox News that more gun control will not make students safer, citing that criminals don't obey gun laws. Yeah. No, the F they don't. I have always said this. You can ban anything, and it does not mean anyone intent on using that item nefariously will stop simply because you said not to. You can ban spoons and stupidity, but Rosie O'Donnell is still going to use a spoon to stuff food down her gullet, and shows like The View and Red Table Talk will still broadcast stupidity. No gun control laws or bans will stop or prevent any gun crimes. Guess what, shitbirds? It's already illegal to shoot random people for random reasons. Banning assault weapons just means they have to plan a little more, or, God forbid, resort to another type of device to carry out whatever shitbird ideas they may have. You gonna ban common household chemicals, vehicles, trains, all of those kinds of things next? Because they can all be used as weapons in the right hands also. As evidence in the recent train derailments and almost every domestic bombing incident ever. Come on. Come on. Here we go again, perpetuating the political bumfuckery. Oh, and by the way, according to the National Institute of Justice in 2022, 77.2% of mass shootings were carried out with handguns. Handguns, folks. Only 25.1% used assault rifles. Heavy on the air quotes. So there's that to consider. Another fun factoid. That same study found that over 80% of individuals who engaged in school shootings stole the fucking guns. So, how's that going to play out? Are your laws, your anti-assault weapon laws, going to have any effect on that whatsoever? Nope. No, they're not. No, they're not. Speaking of shitbirds, spouting bumfuckery, Greta Thunberg, remember her? Little, dare I say, laundry detergent girl from, I don't know, England, Britain, it's all the same, right? Somewhere across the pond. Go ahead, cancel me, whatever. I don't give it. I do give a damn, but I'm pretty sure y'all would agree. She's from across the pond somewhere, and she might have something in common with laundry softener. After she's made a living scaring folks about climate change, just deleted her 2018 tweet claiming the demise of human civilization if fossil fuels weren't obsolete by 2023. Well, considering that 2023 has already gone on record in many parts of the globe as far exceeding the experts' claims of snowless or waterless, I'd say we're going to live, at least as far as water goes. Maybe the so-called expert analysts who tried fear-mongering us with that should tell that to the folks in California that are trying to shovel 15 feet of snow off of their roofs, or Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada. Better yet, maybe in an awesome twist of fate, they are some of them. Maybe some of them have 15 feet of snow on the roof just so they can wake up every morning to the frozen white dick slap of their own stupidity. And maybe they can call Greta and try to convince her dumbass to shut up while she's been forgotten. And she's money ahead. But probably not. Probably not. Don't get me wrong. I genuinely think that there is something to be said for climate change. Obviously, we are a filthy civilization, filthy population. We have a lot of stuff, and we love our fossil fuels and everything else. Does that mean that I shake my fist and throw, I don't know, confetti? That's not even a good analogy. I apologize for that. However, every time I leave a stoplight and somebody leaves a little puff of black smoke, or God forbid, a lot of black smoke, do I shit my linens? No. That in the grand scheme of things, that yes, I guess technically it's helping, but that's, you know, uh, a percentage so small that your calculator might not be able to pick up that many zeros in the grand scheme of things. Do I believe that, yes, our impact on this planet, or all of the things that we are currently doing as a global society, have an impact on this planet? Absolutely. Can we stop it? No, not at this point. Sorry, we just can't. Um, I'm not about to walk 10 miles to work. I don't have a horse anymore. And my dog, Shirley, isn't going to sled me there. So there are absolutely certain things, fossil fuel wise, that we need to still have and rely on. I'll just go ahead and say aircraft probably being the biggest one. Not to mention, although I think EVs are super cool, but I think everyone by now knows that your EVs are being charged with fossil fuels. So if you're one of those people who believe that you are lending to a greener planet because your EV, your Tesla or your Leaf or your, I don't know, whatever the hell, yeah, that's super cool. And you're right, they have zero emissions, but guess how they're being charged? Let's just go ahead and not continue to be dumb about that. Which I think encompasses most of California. I'm not certain. And hey, I'm not hating. I am, however, calling you out that if you think for a red second that your EV has a lower carbon footprint than my fucking do a burnout when I want it to V8, you're wrong. Because guess what it takes to charge your EV? Fossil fuels. No way. Oh, no way, bro. But again, you do you, boo. You know, I'll take my fossil fuel powered V8 over the cost and false benefits of an EV. Now, the last thing I would like to touch on is North Korea. These pieces of shit are back in the news, warning that its military would surely annihilate the enemy if they fight it. Shut up, you goofy little puffy fuckface. The only thing you're gonna annihilate is a toilet after eating some oppressed dogs and the raw sewage that continues pouring out of your face hole. Let it go, bro. Let it go. Launch a couple more missiles into the drink. Well, congratulations. You wasted a shit ton of poor bastards' money. Christ, just let it go, man. There is not a single chance in hell that you can handle or deal with us. Anyhow, in all fairness, kids, it's St. Patrick's Day, and I have served myself enough. I'm probably babbling on, so I think it's a good time to call it. I think it's a good time to call it a day. The expectations of the contractor to deal with my basement slash soon to be studio fell through like a big, I guess not big kick in the nuts. I'm kind of used to him being a piece of shit, and I'm okay with that. And if he doesn't follow through, I'm going to call him out on the next episode. We'll go ahead and half call him out on this episode. His name's Jeremy. I will leave it at that for now. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed out about it. I was hoping to be able to set up the studio this weekend and have it all ready for some guests next weekend. Like, honest to Christ, not just sitting here slapping each other's pee-pees on each other's laps, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyhow, I think you guys know the drill by now. Apologies if I sound like a broken record, especially today. Kind of frustrated. Kind of took advantage of St. Patrick's Day. Hope you all had a fantastic holiday. Well, pseudo holiday, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to keep doing what I do. I hope you guys enjoy it. Remember to like and follow on Facebook. Tell all your friends and family. All the platforms. Spotify, Amazon, Pandora, Lord, I don't know, Stitcher. So many. Pretty sure you can find it if you just look or search. Also Facebook, Twitter. And here we go. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Stickers should be in next week. If you want one, give me a shout at bloodoutpodcast@gmail.com or on Facebook. Give me a shout. We'll shoot you a sticker. Thank you so much for your support. Once again, tell everybody. Let's keep it going. I'm having fun. I hope you guys are too. Love y'all. Thank you for the support, and we'll talk to you soon. Cheers.